Good afternoon and welcome back to Paul Sherry Conversion Vans. My name is Justin Smith and today I'm going to do a video on another in-stock unit we have here at Paul Sherry Conversion Vans. Stock number on this unit is 28001 T as in Tom. What this is a 2017 SherryVans ProMaster high roof 7-passenger conversion van. Now this particular van is built on the 136-inch wheelbase and does feature a front wheel drive platform. Now the motor in all of our ProMasters is you got two options, either the 3.6 Pentastar V6, just under 300 horsepower, good for 20 plus mile a gallon on the highway, or we do have a 3-liter eco diesel option available as well. Now, just like all the videos we do here, all these ProMasters are pretty much the same, with us only doing 7-passenger configurations and 9-passenger, but all of them are front-wheel drive, and that's what makes a ProMaster so special. Not only is it great in all weather conditions, but wait till you see how much room the front-wheel drive gives us in the back of the van. I'll explain later in the video. Now, this is white in color, does feature an 18-inch black wheel. We do have chrome wheels available as well, but all exterior components have been painted to match, such as front fascia, fender trim, the power mirrors, door handles, and of course the running boards on both sides. Now all of our ProMasters feature a 5% limo tint, which is going to ensure your privacy and give you the best protection from the sun in the hot summer months. And I think this thing, just the black and white, looks really sharp. For those of you that aren't a fan of the black wheels, again, we do have chrome 18-inch wheels we can swap out. Now, in the back of the van, I want to go over some of the safety features that all the Ram ProMasters have to offer, starting with the rear backup camera. Now, our backup camera is located top dead center of the van, in the rear of the van, and the backup camera is paired up to these factory backup sensors. So the way that this works is simply just put the vehicle in reverse and you're going to get a color visual on the navigation screen inside the van of whatever might be behind the vehicle. Not only are you going to get the visual on your navigation screen, but you're going to get an audible alert from the backup sensors that will intensify the closer you might become to an object. Now this van does have anti-lock brakes, traction control, hill start brake assist, and rollover mitigation, which obviously is important in a high profile vehicle. If you got any questions on those safety features, how they work, what they do, feel free to give me a call. I'm always around, willing to answer anybody's questions. And last but not least, while we're back here, factory tow package on this with the 7-pin and 4-pin flat provided right directly to the left. Now that's tow system's good for 5,100 pounds. Now let's jump in the back of this van. Manual sliding door. We do have a power door option for those of you that want a power door. If you need details on that, please call and I'll get into that with you. But the manual sliding door is super easy to operate. I mean, I can open it with my pinky finger, so it's really not a challenge for young children or older adults to open this door. So power is really not necessary. Now, what we have here stepping into the van, before I get in here, I want to show you the captain's chairs on this van. Both sides are a swivel. So the captain's chairs do swivel and they will slide forward and back, and do feature power recline on both captain's chairs. Okay, so now that we're inside the van, it's kind of a gloomy January day here in Ohio, so I apologize for the poor lighting. We have a black interior with white piping. Really sets this van off, obviously with the white exterior color. Just really like this interior. It's got a lot of pop to it. So what we have is black carpet, a black bottom wall, and we have this trim piece here that separates the upper wall, which is medium gray, and we have black shades on all the windows in the back and the recessed wall. Now moving to the back, rear seating is a power rear sofa. Will hold 3 adults. Does have an armrest that pops down with built-in cup holders as well. Now this rear sofa will slide forward and back power, and completely flat power to turn into a bed. One thing I like about this sofa is it's a 2-piece sofa, so when you start to recline it, it doesn't separate down here at the seams like a lot of conversion van rear sofas. So what that means is you can actually recline this thing and get a really good comfortable angle, just like if you were sitting in one of these captain's chairs. As far as storage goes, we have overhead storage all the way around. Again, I apologize for how dark it is, but you can see these cabinets that I'm pointing to are all overhead storage. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. I'm not going to get a carry-on in there, but it's nice for knickknacks, DVDs, remotes, umbrella, blanket, you know, etc. Just help keep the clutter off the floor, keep mom and dad happy. So those are nice to have. Now the rear entertainment in this is a 32-inch Vizio smart television. Let me open this door here, that might help. 32-inch 240 hertz LED smart television, and that is paired to an LG Blu-ray player, which you can't see back there. It's directly behind the TV in a little cuddy. No worries, you can reach it with the remote anywhere in this van, so that was really important when we were locating the DVD player. But between the 2 smart devices, the DVD player, which will play regular DVDs and Blu-rays, and then the smart television, you should have a wide variety of applications that can be utilized with the hotspot, such as Netflix, YouTube, Hulu. There's just tons of them. I don't have enough time to go through them, but that's a really cool feature. Now, while watching a movie or whatever you're doing on the back of this van, you have 2 options as far as the sound. All of our ProMasters come with wireless remotes, or you can listen to it through the kicker speakers that we have located throughout the back of this van to give you a true home theater experience while going down the road. It's really awesome. As far as heat and air goes in the back of this van, we do have a Pro Air 2 system, digital thermostat with an auto feature, so you set the temperature and it'll control the fan speed, whatever it needs to do to get to that desired temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off, it's kind of noisy. Rear radio here on the wall. Now where I'm sitting is in the captain's chair directly behind the driver. So this is our control panel. A lot of manufacturers put a console between the front 2 seats. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to keep the aisle open, and quite frankly, the competitors that put the consoles down there with all the controls, you can't even reach them from the captain's chair, so you got to kind of take your shoes off and use your toes and all that kind of stuff. So didn't think that that was a smart way to go with this design, so we put everything right here on this wall, and you can see how close it is to the captain's chair, so it's easily accessible without undoing your seatbelt. So this is where you control all your lighting. You have lighting that runs down the midway point of the walls, you can see, which can be turned on and off. And you also do have the blue lighting up in the ceiling that can be turned on and off as well. Now they both don't have to be on at the same time. You can have this one on and have the one on the ceiling off, or vice versa. And those are controlled with these toggle switches here, along with cup holders, cup holder switch right here that I turn on and off, and a map light located at every seat back here. Rear radio is a JVC Bluetooth radio with an AM/FM tuner. Yeah, this is a really cool feature because rear passengers have the option to listen to their own music, and with everybody carrying a Bluetooth device nowadays in their pocket, you just got endless amount of music that you can access through the wireless headphones, and who's ever driving the van through the front radio can listen to whatever they want through the speakers. So that's a really cool feature. Also, one thing I want to point out, all of our vans have a 110 back here in the control panel, USB charging ports, as you can see right there, and an HDMI input. So we designed this to be able to connect a wide variety of devices. So anything that uses an HDMI cable can be plugged in right here. You switch the source on the TV, and whatever you've got plugged in is going to show up on that 32-inch TV, such as a PlayStation, Xbox. Maybe you got a tablet with a bunch of movies on it, and you don't want to mess around with DVDs. You can transfer everything through this to the TV, and It's also nice to have this 110 here because you can charge anything going down the road. Don't necessarily have to buy a DC converter for whatever device you're trying to charge. All right, that pretty much wraps up the back of the van. Let's jump up here to the front. As you see up here in the front of the van, we got the same nice leather that we have throughout the back of the van. Now these front chairs are on an 8-way adjustable pedestal, okay? So they've got multiple functions, not real difficult to find your sweet spot with all the adjustability that you have on these chairs. They do feature recline, lumbar, and factory heat as well. Now, moving over here, go over the power equipment in the front of this van. Obviously, we have power mirrors right here. Neat little feature is the power collapsing mirrors that all of our ProMasters have. So if you got to tuck it in a tight space, you can do that, or once you get it parked, if you're parked on the curb somewhere, you can power the mirrors back and not worry about somebody taking your mirror off when you're parked on the side of the road. These mirrors are power, as I mentioned. Even the blind spot mirror in the bottom is power on both sides, which I thought that was a really cool feature. I don't know why more trucks don't have that. And they are heated mirrors as well. Keyless entry on this van, factory alarm, and remote start, as you see here on the key fob. Moving over to the steering wheel, got a really nice leather wrapped wheel with controls on both sides of the airbag. These are going to allow you to do multiple things. You see this little voice command button, so you can ask your Uconnect 5.0, give it voice commands, and it'll do those commands without you having to take your hands off on the steering wheel, such as change radio stations, make a hands-free phone call, volume up and down, change sources on your radio. Here's where you would hang up the phone. This is the button that you would use to answer the phone. Obviously, your cell phone does have to be paired to this Uconnect 5.0 touchscreen nav radio. Now, this nav radio has an AM/FM tuner, XM satellite, and a CD slot, which you don't see too often in modern cars anymore. Now, this system operates on a TomTom interface. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of factory navs are really stressful when you get into a new car. Seems like the manufacturers make them more complicated than necessary, but a lot of you guys are already familiar with TomTom. They've been around for years in their portable devices. Simple, easy navigation to use. Literally within 5 minutes, back in 2014 when these debuted, I had this thing up and running with no time without having to get the manual out. Easy to use radio. And as I mentioned while I was at the back of the van, when you put the vehicle in reverse, as I just did, you're going to get your rear backup camera is going to show right up there for you too. As far as connectivity goes to that radio, obviously it's Bluetooth, but there is a little cuddy slot to right to the right of the column for you to put a cell phone or MP3 player, little cubby area where you can stick a device. And you do have a USB that is directly wired to the back of the radio and will charge at the same time, or a 3.5mm auxiliary input for transferring music files to the factory radio. As far as charging goes for the passenger has a 12-volt DC and a USB. Cup holders up in the front of this van, down here below the radio in the center console or column, I would say. You got 3, one up here on the dash and one in each door panel. So you've got spots for 6 drinks up in the front of this van. That pretty much wraps up the inside and the back of this 2017 ProMaster 7-passenger van. Now, if there was any information I didn't go over on this van, maybe you had questions on a different van you've seen here at the dealership, or maybe you just like the videos that we do, and or maybe you're in search of that perfect van you've yet to find. I kindly ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and even like us on Facebook. That's going to better your chances of not missing out on the next great deal here at Paul Sherry Conversion Vans. My name is Justin Smith. I thank you for your time. We hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.